What's up, guys? Got a really cool build to show off. I did an altimeter a while back, and Mike reached out for his first build and wanted essentially kind of a little bit of a reversal what I did on the last one, with a couple specific items in mind. So as you can see, we've got a custom painted minute hand here. Technically, we also have a custom painted hour hand. Now, the reason I did that is I actually have hour hands that look very similar to that, but I wanted to make sure that the blacks were the same. So I had him paint it as a whole just to make sure that the base colors that we're working with were exactly the same, because the hand I was using for this and the hand I was using for this are from two different sets. So custom painted hands in here. We've got a brushed case. Obviously, we've got a brushed engineered band on this as well. So if you ever nick it Scotch-Brite in a half circle here, one direction, go straight with this one. Black cerakoted coin bezel. And then we have this really cool tachymeter insert. It is done in silver and like a nice charcoal gray and a bit of red going around here. So red seconds hand to match with that. And Mike picked out that bezel insert as well. We kind of just paired up a bunch of them to see what would look good. And I don't do this one too often. And measuring your speed obviously is pretty ideal. So on the interior, it has a minute referencing to go through hour referencing on the altimeter dial. Custom engraved crown, custom engraved clasp. This is a double lock clasp. I'm sure you know that, but top comes off, squeeze, and then it removes. Same thing here. Micro adjustments up the side here if you need to do that any smaller. Low profile exhibition caseback. I did a red movement holder in there. You can't really see it. Oh, you can see it from there. See a bit of red inside right there. And then one of my bead blasted brass rotors. Don't have too many of those left. And that is the build. Where is my light? I put it over here, of course. So this is custom laser dial that is then cerakoted and then backside looms with essentially like a sandwich dial wheel. So flip down here. It's nice and bright in the room, but good idea of the look. So that doesn't want to focus necessarily. So that is your build, sir. As always, I reference that the bezel on these will turn left, they will turn right. They are not click style bezels, but they're on there just pretty tight. But this is good for this, so if you ever actually are gauging anything, you don't have to go. Okay, now do it again. You can just go right back. So bezel on that's like that. This is an automatic mechanical, so you can wind it, you can wear it, you can put it in a watch winder, but if it's dead or you're not going to be very active, make sure you wind it just a little bit. And how you do that is you back the crown off the threads until you hear it and feel it clicking. You'll see you're off the threads here. A wind is a turn that way. Turning it towards you doesn't do anything, but it's a lot easier to keep your finger spacing and just do this. You can do the single passes if you like. I don't, because I end up starting threading back on. This way I can kind of rub my finger against that and make sure I'm keeping my spacing out. So if you do this for 4 or 5 seconds before you put it on, even if you're not very active, you'll keep time throughout the day. And if you do it for something closer to 15-20 seconds, you're going to max out your 31-hour power reserve on it, which is what I do to make sure it's running the next day. I'm not wearing your watch around and sizing it. I just wind it up, make sure it keeps time the next day. When you're happy with your winding, you'll pull it to the one and only click. You'll notice you do not have a hacking movement, so it's going to keep going. You'll also notice you've got a wobble crown that deflects lateral pressure from going into the stem and into the movement. So if you're pushing and prying on it, it is just rolling with it. It is not putting any adverse pressure onto the stem and into the movement. So if you just pull it just a little bit, you won't even feel that, but you were supposed to have a wobble crown. since this is your first watch from me, you're supposed to have a wobble chrome. All the rest will be wobble crowns as well, unless you get something on like an NH platform. Those are a little bit more stout in there. Let's see. Okay, Google, what time is it?
It's 10:01
a.m. 10:01 a.m. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to reset your hands. I set based on this one right here, but I can see it's slightly off. I don't like that. How far is that off? What in the world? Yeah, I need to open that up and reset your hands. So I need to look at it off 6. I don't know what I did there. I was messing with the seconds hand a bit. I wonder if I bumped that after I set those hands and didn't realize it. So I'm going to go back and reset the hands, just make sure they're on there perfectly straight. So basically just pull them both off here and then relay that over top of that. This isn't getting shipped out just yet, so yeah. 4 slightly off, 5 slightly off. 6 is where I like to work it off of. So you know what, I might not have had it perfectly down at 6. Maybe these angles threw me off or something. So normally I do it at 6 then, and then lay it up there. So we'll fix those real quick. But that is your build, sir. Obviously, whenever the hands are straight, that will be your build. It won't come to you being off like that. So that is your build. I appreciate you a ton, man. As with every build, you're going to get matching beads. Entirely up to you whether you wear these or not, but it's a lot cooler when you wear them together. This is going to come in a BVW Special Edition box, silver box. This is going to come with watch cleaner. This is good on all glass and metal parts. Non-streaking, non-toxic, non-residue. So this watch as a whole, it's good for this watch. And then also you're going to have some fine scratch remover. This is Novus 2 from Amazon, just repackaged. It's like poly watch, and it's for your acrylic glass because you can scratch it. But if you do, put a tiny bit of this on it and buff it out using your included microfiber. If the scratch is up and down, go left and right, filling that scratch, and then just buff it out. So, and if the scratch is too deep, do that. Wait a little bit, do it again, wait a little bit, do it again, build up those layers. If you really got a gouge down in there, I've only had like a couple people ever, we can always swap the glass out. So it's not technically covered in the warranty, but if you ever do something drastic, we can always adjust it. That's no worries. So, but this is for anything lighter than that Novus. So that is your watch, sir. I'm gonna pop it back open, swap those hands around a little bit, and put her back together. So if you want me to build you something custom and unique, reach out and I'll see what I can do. And if you want to continue to see videos like this, like and subscribe as I put them up all the time. Thanks, guys.